Here we are on Clothesline, the show where we wring them clean, string them up and put them to dry on the clothesline. So let's start with news of great national importance, something that has been haunting the nation since 2002, something which took innocent lives and something for which a public figure loved by millions on social media and outside and equally hated by millions on social media and outside has been a topic of endless debate. No. I am not talking about him. How dare you compare the two? In fact, I'm talking about the 2002 hit-and-run case where a car allegedly driven by allegedly drunk Salman Khan killed one person and injured 4 people sleeping on the pavement. He was convicted and sentenced for 5 years in jail and then released on bail the same day. And guess what? 2 days later, the sentence was suspended. And while all this was happening, Bollywood singer Abhijit Bhattacharya decided to support Salman. He tweeted, quotes, "Roads are meant for cars and dogs, not for people sleeping on them. Salman Khan is not at fault at all," close quote. But that was not enough. To show how sensible and how knowledgeable he is, he decided to give gyan about road safety on a news channel.
आप फुटपाथ को जब कोई सोता तो उसको नो जोन कर दीजिए ना, नो स्लीपिंग जोन और नो ड्राइविंग जोन कर दीजिए.
फुटपाथ तो नो ड्राइविंग जोन है अभिजीत,
but not for अभिजीत. अभिजीत के लिए तो इंडिया में फुटपाथ है ही नहीं.
हम लोग सुना करते थे कि सड़क पे कुत्ते की मौत मरते हैं, तो इंसान अपने को इंसान की तरह क्यों नहीं रखता है? एक गरीब आदमी की तरह रहना. उसको किसने बोला कि तुम सड़क के ऊपर सो जाओ?
अरे गरीब आदमी है इसीलिए सड़क पे सो रहा है भाई साहब.
बिल्कुल नहीं,
बिल्कुल गरीब आदमी है. आप रेलवे स्टेशन पे जाने की बात कर रहे हो, आपको पता है सारे गरीब यदि रेलवे स्टेशन पे सोने लगे तो रेलवे कहाँ से चलेगी?
चुप रहिए आप.
अभिजीत, ये अशोक वांकटे हैं हमारे साथ वरिष्ठ पत्रकार जो आपसे बात कर रहे थे.
क्या जमाना आ गया, पहले झगड़े ते बाद विच इंट्रोडक्शन.
Salman or anyone, they never kill a person who sleeps on the road. They are part of this crime very much. There should be a law. If there is a law for the suicide, if suicide is a crime, the same thing, this is also a crime to sleep on the road.
Ho. I think Abhijit is just too highbrow and intellectual for our viewers. Let me explain. Abhijit is saying that those sleeping on the sidewalks and then getting run over are partners in crime because by sleeping on the sidewalks, they're trying to commit suicide, and committing suicide is a crime. Abhijit should have been a lawyer.
Accident किसको बोलते हैं? दारू पी के एक्सीडेंट करता है. एक्सीडेंट किसे बोलते हैं? दारू के नशे में दारू पी के एक्सीडेंट होता है. एक्सीडेंट इज एक्सीडेंट.
अभिजीत, इतना जास्ती शानपट्टी काय को करेला है? सलमान भाई का फिल्म गाने का सेटिंग करने का था तो इतना लोचा काय को उठाया? तेरे को सलमान भाई की अगली फिल्म में काम मांगता है तो सीधी सीधी बात बोलने का ना. ये इतना खाली पीली बॉम्ब मारकर घंटा कुछ मिलेगा? And then he tweeted this.
Abhijit tweeted in support of Salman Khan to say, कुत्ता रोड पे सोएगा, कुत्ते की मौत मरेगा, रोज गरीब के बाप की नहीं है.
ऐसा बोलता है तो पब्लिक तो धुलाई तो करेगा ना. Farah Khan Ali, jewelry designers, seem to take for granted that people will continue to drink and drive, and if poor people continue to sleep on sidewalks, the inevitable will happen.
But tell me something, if these people continue sleeping on the roads, there are going to be more accidents, there are going to be more deaths. It's like when you cross a train track, you're going to get hit by a train. Whenever you put yourself in a dangerous situation, you're going to get hurt. Okay, whether you have an option or you don't, you're actually saying, okay, I don't mind if someone runs over me.
I'm confused here. Perhaps the poor should take the option of checking into the Taj Hotel.
If there's a bit of empathy towards those who are sleeping out on the road, where do they go?
They're not saying that. They're not saying, okay, then they continue sleeping on the roads, and then a couple of years later we'll be discussing another hit-and-run case, because that's what's going to keep happening. I mean, there are going to be more drunk drivers who will run over them, and again they're going to lose lives. Innocent people who don't need to lose lives are going to die.
Now, according to Farah, drunken driving is an essential commodity in India and will not go away. Like all other essential commodities like cheating in exams, black money, corruption, we're all familiar with it. So people sleeping on footpaths better get this through their stupid poor heads. I have a suggestion. Homeless people should break into cars and sleep inside them. What could be safer? Maybe inside Farah Khan's car?
Because it's not going to stop with Alistair Pereira or Salman Khan or Sanjeev Nanda. It's going to keep on and on and on, and more people will die.
But of course, what we see here is poor people are too stupid to know any better, and they will continue to make a nuisance of themselves by sleeping on footpaths. And Farah will continue to make a nuisance of herself on Twitter and TV channels and justify her Marie Antoinette ideology. सबके पास principles होने चाहिए, और Farah के भी पास Marie Antoinette के principles हैं. Fair enough.
When they went to the Queen to tell her her subjects had no bread, do you know what she said?
Let them eat cake.
And there were others who also follow the principles of Marie Antoinette.
उनसे गलती हुई मैं मानता हूँ, लेकिन गलतियाँ किससे नहीं होती। जो उनको ये सजा मिली वो बहुत सख्त मिली कि अगर शराब पी के गाड़ी चलाना गैर कानूनी है तो उतना ही गैर कानूनी सड़क पे सोना है या पेमेंट पे सोना।
But there were sane voices such as Rishi Kapoor who roundly told off Times Now for calling losers looking for publicity.
Ashamed of Abhijit the singer and some Ijaz Khan, bunch of idiots and non-starters. How does Times Now get these losers on prime time?
And Sonakshi Sinha.
I support my friend, but I would never support such insensitive and negative talk. Please don't tag me in your tweets at Abhijit Singer sir.
And the enlightened fans.
क्योंकि हमें उनकी मूवीज नहीं देखने को मिलेगी, वही मूवीज हमें बार-बार रिपीट करनी होगी, तो ये भी प्रॉब्लम है इससे.
Okay, you're saying that he should stay out of jail so that he can continue to entertain you? Abbe gadhu. But no matter what the Indian media does, the Pakistani media has to prove they are worse than us.
जी मैं इस वक्त मौजूद हूँ थाना हाजीपुरा में, जहाँ पर जो पाकिस्तानी सलमान हैं वो यहाँ पर पहुँच चुके हैं अपनी गिरफ्तारी देने के लिए.
आपके मेरे सलमान खान जेल में हो और मैं बाहर हूँ, ये नाइंसाफी है. मैं इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के खिलाफ हूँ कि जब आई मीन टू से कि जिस तकलीफ में से वो गुजरे मुझे उस तकलीफ में से गुजरना है. मुझे ये जेल खोलिए और मुझे अंदर भेजिए, डालिए, मुझे अंदर डालिए.
There was another Mahabharat going on between Arvind Kejriwal and the media. While Kejriwal charged there was a conspiracy to finish up, he reportedly called for public trials for the media. But while that was not enough, he issued a circular asking officers to file defamation cases against the media for any false reports against the Aam Aadmi Party or Arvind Kejriwal. Really? So Delhi officials have no other kaam dhanda? Din bhar they have to watch news to find out if their beloved Arvind Kejriwal ke bare mein koi kuch bura to nahi bol raha hai. The media reacted in shock. After being accused of giving too much coverage to Kejriwal, the same person Kejriwal was turning on them when he was criticized.
That Arvind's party to some extent is a party that was catapulted into success by the media.
इसी मीडिया ने आपको हीरो क्यों बनाया है ना? इसी मीडिया ने आपको हीरो क्यों बनाया है ना?
हीरो बनाया? जहाँ तक मुझे याद है मीडिया का काम किसी को हीरो या जीरो बनाना नहीं, बल्कि फैक्ट्स को सही तरीके से रखना है. And if media is actually trying to make a hero or zero of someone, तो आप honest journalism नहीं कर रहे. So the Aam Aadmi Party boycotted Barkha's program but showed up on News Hour, where Arnab asked a question likened to, when did you stop beating your wife?
Mr. Raghav Chadda, thank you for joining us from the Aam Aadmi Party. If you were asked, when exactly, if you were to pinpoint the point when Arvind Kejriwal began to lose the plot, what would that be?
A skillful chakka mara, Arnab. Barkha also bowled her googly.
And like I said, the Aam Aadmi Party is missing because they refuse to take part in this conversation. How can we be in a situation where one particular party, it could be anyone, it happens to be the Aam Aadmi Party right now, refuses to engage with the media, refuses to come on their shows, issues diktats talking about defamation suits? Isn't this an environment of intimidation?
The funniest drama that inadvertently played out was when Barkha asked Kamal Mitro Chinoy to speak for the Aam Aadmi Party. This is what we heard.
Kamal Mitro Chinoy is an Aam Aadmi Party supporter. What do you think is going on?
I have been banned from stating any relation with AAP when I take a position which is not AAP's. And I was summoned and told if I am not taking the AAP line, I should just be a professor from JNU.
But doesn't that
what I want to say is,
the larger question?
Yes, Barkha, you should have allowed yourself to finish. Doesn't that point to a leader who is a dictator? Did Arvind really expect good press with the tamasha that played out with Yogendra Yadav and Prashant Bhushan? And they questioned the source of donations, brought up the horse trading recorded conversation, and the fake degree by the alleged law minister, Tomar Singh. Yes, the alleged is in the right place. The irony of this is that Arvind himself is defending himself in a defamation case filed against him by Nitin Gadkari.
The Supreme Court pointed out that in the case brought against Arvind Kejriwal by Nitin Gadkari, Arvind Kejriwal himself was arguing that criminal defamation should be dropped from the law, that it should only be a civil, not a criminal offence. And if I can quote the judges, their words were, you can't do both things together. Come to the Supreme Court against defamation on the one hand, and then take action against the media on the other.
क्योंकि अरविंद ने कोई allegations without proof कभी लगाए ही नहीं है. Remember this?
अभी पिछले कुछ दिनों में लोगों को ये भी समझ में आ गया है कि नरेंद्र मोदी, राहुल गांधी, ये सारी पार्टियां मुकेश अंबानी की एजेंट हैं.
When the India Today group ran the results of a poll about the expected result of the elections that showed the Aam Aadmi Party losing badly in the Lok Sabha elections, Arvind Kejriwal tweeted this about, here's my full disclosure, about my brother. Arvind, you can accuse someone for selling his soul because a poll predicted how badly you would do, which turned out to be correct. Where is your soul, Arvind? 2 days after elections were announced in Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal accused Delhi BJP chief Satish Upadhyay of corruption, who hit back threatening to sue Mr. Kejriwal for defamation.
On to battleground Delhi, the BJP versus Aam Aadmi Party war has further escalated, with Delhi BJP chief Satish Upadhyay giving a 24-hour ultimatum to Arvind Kejriwal to prove his charges, failing which he says he will file a defamation suit.
In fact, Arvind Kejriwal waving sheets of paper and accusing someone or the other of corruption became so commonplace before the elections, it was just achar and hari mirch for Delhiites' lunch and dinner. Also, Arvind Kejriwal had no problems in making a list of corrupt politicians without furnishing any proof. Watch.
तो मेरा ये सुझाव है, भ्रष्टाचारियों की लिस्ट बनानी शुरू करते हैं. मैंने कुछ लिस्ट बनाई थी, मैं आपके सामने रखना चाहता हूं. अगर इसमें कोई ईमानदार हो, गलती से आ गया हो तो बता देना.
अगर इसमें कोई ईमानदार गलती से आ गया तो बता देना. गलती से आ गया हो? Arvind, seriously, can you be so casual about other people's reputations and freak out when somebody scratches yours?
देश के बेईमानों की लिस्ट बनाई थी और मैं आपकी सहमति चाहता हूं कि क्या इन लोगों को इस बार हराना चाहिए या इस बार फिर से चुन के इनको संसद में. सुरेश कलमाडी, नितिन गडकरी, सुशील कुमार शिंदे, प्रफुल्ल पटेल, येडियुरप्पा, अनंत कुमार, वीरप्पा मोइली, एचडी कुमारस्वामी, चिदम्बरम साहब, अलागिरी, कनिमोई, जीके वासन, सलमान खुर्शीद, मायावती, मुलायम सिंह यादव, अनु टंडन, श्री प्रकाश जायसवाल कोयला घोटाले वाले, जगन मोहन रेड्डी, अनुराग ठाकुर, कपिल सिब्बल, कमलनाथ, पवन बांसल, फारूक अब्दुल्ला, नवीन जिंदल, अवतार सिंह भड़ाना, शरद पवार अगर वो लड़ेंगे तो, ए राजा. अभी इसमें कई रह गए हैं. राहुल गांधी.
I would also start coughing if I was throwing names around like that without putting any proof forward. So Arvind, अपने लिए एक रूल, दूजे लिए तीजा रूल. ये सब छड़ दे, governance पे ध्यान दे. And most recently, the Delhi Chief Minister accused senior bureaucrat Shakuntala Gamlin of attempting to mislead Power Minister Satyendra Jain, allegedly in connivance with power companies. This row between the Chief Minister and the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi was over a 10-day posting to replace a secretary on leave. Now, I don't want to say our officers don't work, but in 10 days, all she could have done is tidied up her desk and had a couple of cups of never-ending government-cutting chai and visited the stinking bathrooms. You never have to ask in a government office where the loo is. You just have to follow the smell. Kya yaar? Har cheez mein jhagda, as MJ Akbar brilliantly said.
I think for breakfast each morning he needs a quarrel to sate his appetite. For lunch he needs a confrontation. And for dinner he needs the satisfaction of having committed a self-goal. मुझे तो कभी-कभी लगता है कि उनका नाम जो है केजरीवाल के जगह झगड़ावाल कर देना चाहिए.
Now, after the earthquake in Nepal on April 25th, where thousands lost their lives, remember how fed up the Nepalese got that they actually did this in spite of their own survival issues because of the vulture-like behavior of the Indian media?
नेपाल में भी जो भूकंप आया, तो वहाँ भारतीय मीडिया ने खास करके टीवी चैनल्स ने जिस तरह से कवरेज किया, उसको लेकर के बड़ी नाराजगी है.
But did we learn? Ille. There was another earthquake in Nepal and aftershocks were felt in North India. And look how responsibly our media behaved. Whereas in the same report, their expert JL Gautam said this.
बड़ा earthquake आता है तो उसके बाद उससे छोटे ही आते हैं सभी. लेकिन आगे कितना बड़ा कब आएगा, किस जगह आएगा, ये कोई नहीं बता सकता.
Predicting the next earthquake? Wah, Z News. What no scientist in the world has ever been able to achieve, you have done. Then we have ABP News, who thrust mics on small children who were already in trouble. Hell, they got to get the story out. And what do little children know anyway? Sensitive, really sensitive ABP News.
क्या आया था वहाँ पे? गिर जाएगा। गिर जाएगा? भूकंप आया था?
और सब लोग वो डरे हुए थे। इसीलिए और नहीं।
Then we have Narendra Modi's trip to China. Our Prime Minister has made 18 trips abroad so far. So it wasn't surprising that a Pakistani channel was surprised that Modi was visiting India.
What does this tell us about the changing approach of New Delhi towards Beijing?
मोदी भारत जा रहे हैं।
हाँ, चाइना, मंगोलिया, साउथ कोरिया के बाद मोटा भाई भारत भी आएंगे. So you're not entirely wrong about it. वैसे मोटा भाई, हर प्रदेश में रिश्तेदारी निकालना जरूरी है ना? Be it नेपाल.
भारत और नेपाल के संबंध उतने ही पुराने हैं जितना हिमालय और गंगा पुराने हैं.
जापान.
प्रधानमंत्री बनने के 100 दिन के भीतर जापान आने का अवसर दिया और हमारी बहुत पुरानी जो दोस्ती है उसको और अधिक मजबूत बनाया.
म्यांमार
भारत का एक महान पड़ोसी है जिसके साथ हमारे संबंध सांस्कृतिक है.
पेरिस,
जिनके पास कोई डॉक्यूमेंट तक नहीं है लेकिन वो इतना उनको पता है कि वो मूल भारतीय है और हमारे लिए इतना रिश्ता काफी है.
जर्मनी.
इंडिया एंड जर्मनी शेयर a close and warm relationship. It goes back centuries in the intellectual Germany of German scholars.
Mongolia.
I speak for my entire nation to say that we deeply cherish the friendship of the Mongol people.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere. And Wall Street Journal appreciated Modi's skills.
Indian Prime Minister Center makes new friends on China trip.
Indian Reporters का slogan है confusion is our birthright and we shall have it. And Rahul Kanwal proves it right.
How big is the entire terracotta warrior army of Emperor King?
More than 20,000.
20,000. Yeah. 50 kilometers. That's how big it is? 50 kilometers, the
yes,
whole
50 meters of the mausoleum.
Rahul, for your unkind information, 50 meters is the distance from your new studio to the chai ki tapri outside. And 50 kilometers is the distance from Noida to Gurgaon. But I love Rahul. He's the most earnest, keen, and works really hard. Looks like a boy next door, always making silly mistakes. Leave him alone. So I can trash someone, and then I can untrash someone. Now, quiz time for all. Which channel does Rahul Kanwal appear in?
Headlines Today.
Wrong. On which channel can you find Sumit Awasthi?
IBM 7.
Wrong again. And what about Anjana Om Keshup?
Aaj Tak Madhu.
Wrong, wrong, wrong. They're all found on Z News.
What?
Yes. Yaqeen nahi aata? Look at this.
वो इसी टेराकोटा वॉर मेमोरियल के साथ शुरू की. देखिए इसको यहाँ पर जो लोग पहुँचते हैं उनको अलग अलग तरीके से यहाँ पर खास इंतजाम है. बस ऐसे खड़े होइए और अपना एक फोटोग्राफ खिंचाइए. ऐसा लगेगा कि आप इसी आर्मी का एक हिस्सा हैं.
All the news anchors in one channel, Z News. That is a hell of a way to cover all sides of the story. Now let's talk a bit about science. You remember the school experiment where a charged comb is used to repel other charged particles? Well, भूल गए तो जरा ये देख लो.
First up, that visit to the Terracotta Warriors Museums, one of Shan's biggest historical sites. Shan, which happens to be in the home province Shaanxi of the Chinese President Xi Jinping.
Smita Sharma of Headlines Today was at the Wild Goose Pagoda and looking at the way the Chinese reacted to her. Ab to Hindi chini na bhai na behan. Smita did a great job. But she must have eaten rajma chawal or at least kali dal before she filed her report. Nobody wanted to be close to her, anywhere near her. No way. In no time. Now have a look at this NDTV promo. Who bashes Pakistan like this?
Hate Pakistan, else you're not an Indian. Kill them now.
And who shouts like this? Let me guess.
Ban her now. You don't have the courage. An eye for an eye.
And who bashed the Indian cricket team for losing the World Cup like this?
Winning is fine, but losing is shameful.
Oh my God, NDTV, do you realize by trying to make an anti-Arnab ad, you're actually advertising Times Now more than NDTV in this ad? Is it an accident that the ad ends with the sound of a thud and then silence?
The is coming to an end, and this time it's for real.
Speaking about NDTV, Dr. Prannoy Roy took an ethical stand that from now on, NDTV would not air any advertisement which promoted fair skin. That needs applause. Thanks to our alert viewer Megha Agarwal for pointing it out.
We at NDTV, inspired by these youngsters, have made a decision. We will not accept any more advertising that says white skin is more beautiful than dark skin. No more of those virtually racist ads on our channels.
Okay, Prannoy, on ethical grounds, you're not taking any ads promoting fair skin, but your whole program is an advertiser-funded program, which is funded by Officer's Choice Blue, that we all know is whiskey and not about an officer choosing to drink milk. So we have a simple solution for News Laundry. We don't have ads. We want you, the viewer, to support us. The current model for funding news is the advertising-funded model, and it's killing journalism. Advertisers make news more affordable, but at what cost?
Did you know that a magazine of international repute now appraises its journalists not just on their merit journalistically, but on their attractiveness to advertisers? Sign of the times.
And native advertising, where ads are passed off as news, is fairly common, while the real news is blacked out under corporate or sponsor pressure.
News can't be free of this if no one's willing to pay for it. The solution is simple.
When the public pays for news, news serves public interest.
So support News Laundry and help us make news a public service again.
And then there was the Smriti Irani interview by Rajdeep Sardesai. No. I mean Rajdeep interview by Smriti. I mean Smriti interviewing Rajdeep. No. Rajdeep interviewing Smriti. Arey yaar, aap hi decide karo.
With your implication that he is being revived, are you also implying that he was politically not considered alive enough earlier? Are you telling me that a woman in this country will be violated only so that she can make a headline? Is that your charge as a man or as a journalist?
No.
Technical to chhodiye, legal bhi chhodiye. Answer a very factual question. Is German the third language of your country?
Come on, Rajdeep, what are you doing? You don't have to listen to insults from anyone, least of all from politicians. Listening to insults from Raj Thackeray.
Rajdeep, ये इंटरव्यू है, इंट्रोगेशन नहीं है. पीछे बैठ के मेरे साथ बात करो.
चलिए, मैं पीछे बैठता हूँ.
और इंटरव्यू है, इंटरव्यू में आवाज नहीं ऊपर होती.
चलिए.
Then Smriti Irani.
Previous 5 years of the UP.
If the intention is to say that I'm such an ill-tempered woman, that I'm throwing fires, I should be throwing something at you right now.
Come on, Rajdeep, you're a journalist. You don't need to take insults from anybody. Have you forgotten your macho man in Madison Square Garden? Okay, just kidding. I thought our Indian channels had the copyright on adding Bollywood songs to political stories and making a complete nautanki of it. There was a time when Indians copied the West. Now look who's copying us. In the run-up to the UK elections, this is what they did. I was just wondering, was it Make in India? We have a new segment called the Feel Good segment. For those of you who feel too cynical and disillusioned with our Indian news, look what the rest of the world does.
Cave Creek is really...
Yeah, Cave Creek, Fountain Hills, they don't look good either. And frankly, Wickenburg is a total loss.
Oh my God.
You might as well just get out of anywhere along this 60 years. Very warm. Surprise is starting to heat up as well at 1,300 degrees. So, again, the safe spots seem to be Chandler and Mesa. Scottsdale is doing okay so far, but, you're sort of surrounded by some pretty intense heat. So, again, I'm not your dad, but I would get out while you still can. I think steel boils at about this temperature, so Cave Creek, there's probably nothing left up there.
We also had our caption contest, and this week's winner from our Facebook page is Asim Prabhat. Yay! Congratulations, Aseem, and keep the submissions coming. Remember to participate in our next caption contest to get your name on the next episode of Clothesline. Well, that's a wrap for the week. If you saw any moments from journalism that made you go, oh wow, or oh crap, write in to us or tweet to us. Subscribe to our newsletter and support our I Pay to Keep News Free campaign. We are the change. You are the change, for better or worse. Never do nothing. Stay connected. Stay online. If you enjoyed that, click up here to support us and down here to subscribe. Be sure to check out our older episodes and the other stuff we do, like Can You Take It, I Agree, panel discussions, comics and animations, and much, much more.